Hi, I'm Robert Oncoy. Thank you for joining me on this Task 1 IELTS Writing video. Today we'll be looking at pie charts, pie graphs. Now, if we look at this question, it's the same as every other Task 1. There's a rubric that introduces the graph, and we have the task that tells you what you must do in 20 minutes, and the graphic. Now let's look at the parts of this graphic. We have the title, which, like the rubric, gives you context and background about the data. For instance, this is data from China. We have the legend. The legend tells us what each slice of pie represents, and this is what we are comparing. Now, in a pie chart like this, we're also comparing across time, and this is represented by year. Now, in the first moments of your exam, what you should be doing is analyzing and planning what you're going to write about. Students that do not do this and just start writing or typing are bound to waste time and lose time later on. So let's start by looking at both pie charts and identifying what was the highest and lowest. And this is what we see. Now, it's clear to see that what each pie slice colored here shows is actually the same in 2011. So the smallest was still the smallest and the largest was still the largest. There are other things we need to look at. Well, we can also consider what happens in within the years. So food here decreases, clothing decreases, medicine and household goods increase. Now, why is this important? This eventually helps us plan the essay and where we group the information, body paragraph 1 and 2. Now, for instance, you could combine food and clothing into one paragraph and compare it across the years because they both saw a drop. Medicine and household goods could be grouped in another body paragraph because they both experienced an increase. Now, I'll let you pause the video or go back and look at the original pie chart. Why do you think a student might group food and medicine together, clothing and household goods together? Now, if you still have some time left in your pre-writing, your first 3 minutes, you might like to write down any grammar structures or write down your thoughts about what each slice represents. Because when it comes to describing percentages, proportions, and pie charts, it's easy to make mistakes. So over here, the whole pie, 100%, represents the Chinese household budget. Once we understand this, we have to figure out what does each percentage slice mean. 68% means the proportion of the Chinese household budget spent on food. I'll let you pause this to take a look at the other sentences. Okay, now we begin the writing stage. The simplest way to get through the introduction is to paraphrase the rubric. A very simple paraphrase involves changing some of the words for synonyms. But be careful, don't change every single word, the meaning may change. Pause the video and have a read of this simple paraphrase. Okay, now we look at a more nuanced, a more developed way of paraphrasing, and that's where we're not only changing words, but changing the structure of sentences, splitting a long sentence into two shorter ones, or joining two shorter ones into a complex one. Pause the video and have a read of this. Now we get to the overview. The overview, well, like in all task 1, provides that broad look at what's happening in the chart. And then it's followed by another sentence that kind of infers where the information will be grouped for body 1 and body 2. And here's how it could look like. You can pause the video and have a read. So now we get to the body paragraph. Both of the top two categories, clothing and food, shrank during the 16-year period. So here we were talking about food and clothing, where we saw a drop. The average Chinese family spent marginally less than 1% on clothes, or 1% less on clothes, going from 19% to 18%, while food allocation dropped more dramatically, starting at 68%, but falling to 59% by 2011. Okay. By the time we get to the second body paragraph, the idea is the same. Pause the video and have a read. Okay, so now we've come to the end, and here's the final essay as it should appear. The things that I would see here as an examiner, just quickly reading, I see four paragraphs. One, introduction, which has paraphrased or attempted to paraphrase the question, the rubric. An overview that has about 2 sentences, giving the broad, summary of what we see and the individual trends. Then we see body 1 following that preview, and body 2 as well. Thank you very much. If you found this video helpful, please hit like, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.